Ever get sucked into those online feuds? You know, the ones that leave you kind of baffled, but also strangely hooked.
Yeah, totally.
Well, today we are diving deep into one that's got it all. Accusations, cryptic insults, and enough twists and turns to make your head spin.
It's like watching a car crash in slow motion.
And in this case, the wreckage is a YouTube video titled Darren G. Exposing Sam Stalker Walker and Liam Ditchy.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Right off the bat, you are hit with this intense language. Poisonous rat. Cesspit of snakes.
Strong words.
Terms clearly designed to get a reaction.
And that's the first sign that this is not just a disagreement, right? This is more than just, hey, I disagree with you. This is about using language as a weapon.
So before we unpack the accusations, let's introduce our players.
Okay.
Our main character, at least the loudest voice in the video, is Darren G. Okay. Now, the video itself doesn't tell us much about any of these people, actually.
Which is often the case in these online feuds, right?
Yeah.
The lack of context can actually make the drama more intense because viewers are left to kind of fill in the blanks themselves.
Right. Exactly. So we have Darren G, and he seems to have some serious beef with two people he calls Sam Stalker Walker and Liam Ditchy.
Okay.
Now, what makes this even more intriguing is that Guy seems to both despise and admire Liam Ditchy at the same time.
Interesting.
He's complimenting him and condemning him all in the same breath.
Right. It's this weird mix of praise and condemnation. He's saying, like, you're a snake, but you're my snake.
Exactly. And G certainly doesn't shy away from contradictions when it comes to his accusations against Sam Stalker Walker. He paints Walker as this guy involved in illegal activities, flaunting fake designer clothes.
Oh, no, not the fake clothes.
And even harassing people online.
It's always something, right?
It is. So he's really running the gamut of accusations from serious to almost comical.
Yeah, and it's like he's trying to appeal to every possible angle. Moral outrage, social status, you name it.
It's like he's trying to make it impossible not to dislike this guy.
Exactly. He's creating this caricature of Sam Stalker Walker that's easy to condemn.
And much harder to defend.
Exactly.
And it's not just what he's saying,
Okay.
right? It's how he's saying it.
Totally.
It's like he's throwing spaghetti at a wall just to see what will stick.
It's classic information overload, and it's often used as a manipulation tactic.
Because it's harder to think clearly when you're being bombarded, right?
Exactly. It's harder to separate fact from fiction, and people are more likely to just latch onto those more sensational claims.
Even if they're not true, or maybe especially if they're not true.
Right. Our brains pay attention to threats. It's primal. So when you call someone a poisonous rat or talk about a cesspit of snakes...
People get scared.
Exactly.
It makes the danger feel more real, even if we don't even know if these accusations are true.
And that language, it's meant to dehumanize.
Because it's easier to dismiss someone, even to hurt someone, when you don't see them as fully human.
Right. And that's what's so insidious about it. It normalizes hostility, makes it okay to treat people badly, all in the name of truth.
So why air this dirty laundry so publicly? I mean, what's the end game here for someone like Darren G?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It could be revenge, could be for clout, or honestly, maybe he just enjoys the drama.
Maybe a little of all of the above. It's like a very twisted form of entertainment, isn't it? Where the line between real and fake gets blurry.
And viewers get caught up in it. They start watching out of curiosity. Then suddenly they're taking sides, fueling the drama, participating in the attacks.
It's a slippery slope for sure.
For sure. And that's why it's so important to be mindful of our own behavior online, to approach these situations with skepticism and think critically about what we're seeing.
Because it's easy to get pulled in.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get totally lost in this feud, let's zoom out for a second. What does this whole thing tell us about online conflict in general? It really makes you think, doesn't it? About how
messed up it all is.
Well, yeah, and how quickly things can escalate online.
This whole feud, though, it really shows how important context is, you know? Like, we're just thrown into this situation.
With no backstory.
Exactly. No backstory. We don't really know these people, their history, what led up to this. It's like...
We're missing half the puzzle pieces.
Yes, exactly.
And we're just left to, like, fill in the blanks ourselves.
Which is dangerous because that's how we end up making assumptions, you know? And misinterpreting things.
Especially when you have someone like Darren G using such strong language and painting this very black and white picture.
Right. Like, it's tempting to just pick a side, right?
Totally.
But we have to remember we're only getting one side of the story here.
And it's a story being told by someone who, let's just say, probably not an unbiased narrator,
Exactly. There are always different perspectives, different sides to every story. And online, it's so easy to forget that.
So how do we avoid falling into that trap? How do we, like, become smarter about what we're seeing and hearing online, especially with these kinds of conflicts?
Well, first, I'd say approach everything with a little bit of skepticism.
Healthy skepticism.
Yes. Healthy skepticism. Like when you see something like this, ask yourself, okay, who's saying this? Why are they saying it? And what might they be leaving out?
Because everyone has an agenda, right? Even if it's just to get views or likes.
Exactly.
And it's not always malicious, but
But it's always there.
yeah.
So be skeptical and then try to find other perspectives.
Don't just get all your information from one place.
Right. Read different articles, watch different videos, even if they challenge what you already think.
Because the goal is to understand the nuance.
Yes, I do.
Not just see things in black and white, but to see the shades of gray.
100%. Because the more informed we are as individuals, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this crazy online world, you know? And to avoid getting caught up in someone else's drama. And on that note, thanks for diving in with us.